What up, dudes? So this is my 420 video, April 20th. This is my weed day video. I went all the way to London to film a little video, and the video came out terribly. I didn't vlog very much. I was very overwhelmed. There were tens of thousands of people just walking around getting high. I hadn't even been high since basically California. I was a little out of my league. I didn't know what I was doing. Walking around with this big camera like, will I film? Help! So basically, there's not a lot of me talking about anything. So I wanted to do this little filler bit so it flows a bit better. So basically, I went all the way down to London. It took me like 4 hours to get there. April 20th was the hottest day of the year so far. It was 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like 25 Celsius, I think. I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. But it was hot. It was very hot. So that was my main reason for going down. I also wanted to help support the weed protest that was going on in Hyde Park. So every year, April 20th, Weed Day, 420, there is a protest all around the world to legalize cannabis. I don't even like using the word cannabis, it's just weed. So everybody gets together in a massive group so that the police can't do anything, and it's a peaceful protest. So as soon as I get there, I get texts from people saying, hey, watch out, there's loads of police at this tube station where you're gonna arrive. Just be careful, they're searching people. I obviously didn't have anything on me, so there's nothing they could do. But yeah, I didn't see anybody getting searched. There were a lot of police there, but I just waltzed on by. The first thing I saw as soon as I got out and walked into the park was this police van. And it had a very tall camera on the top, and I've seen those vans before, and I know what they do. They have like face recognition scanners on them. So there's an AI that scans everyone's face really fast. I'll see if I can find a clip.
These commuters are unaware. Their every move is being watched by next-generation surveillance cameras. This includes real-time crowd analysis and even mood analysis.
It does this, it scans your face, it gets all your details, and it tracks that you were at this protest. I think they're doing this because they want to know who all the weed people are in the UK, and they want to know who deals. And obviously there's going to be a lot of dealers at these things. So they've got everyone's details. Unless you were hiding your face when you walk past that camera, they definitely have all your details. They know where you live, they know your name, they know everything about you. But that's nothing we should be afraid of. I mean, there's cameras everywhere in the UK, and anywhere really. There's cameras everywhere. You're always being watched. But this thing, it was just perfectly positioned to scan everyone's face that came into the park. So that was the first thing I noticed. And then after that, obviously it was the massive whiff of weed smoke. I think I was downwind as I was arriving into the park, and this big waft of like thousands of different strains just hit me in the face. What a delicious smell. It took me right back to being in California. I generally don't do a lot of weed unless I'm in a legal place, just because I don't like the stress of it all. I don't like having to hide the fact that I'm on drugs or have drugs. I never carry drugs around with me, ever, just because I feel like I'm a high profile target with the colourful dreads and the fact that I talk about drugs online. I just don't want to risk all of that by carrying drugs, so I wasn't concerned about that. Anyway, so I get to the park. A lot of people have said they want to meet me there. Like, a lot of people that watch the videos that want to meet me, friends that I haven't seen in ages are going to be there. So I'm very overwhelmed. I'm like, just pacing around, looking for people that might know me. Luckily, I look like this, so I'm very easy to spot, so I didn't really have to look for anyone. They kind of found me. First person I come across is my buddy Alex. Haven't seen Alex since flipping Azora, like last summer. Hello, hello.
Mate, how are you doing? We good? Gosh, man, this is a nice little surprise.
Me and Alex have known each other for about 3 years now. We've done a lot of traveling together, considering how short our friendship has been. Alex is a really great guy. I'm happy that he's in my life. Thanks to Drew for introducing us. And then as soon as I found Alex, I found Drew. Drew was right there too. Little green head bop.
But you've downgraded. Your camera's downgraded. I'm sad.
Yeah, I know. But now if I break it, it's okay.
I used to smoke one of these every night before I went to sleep. Obviously don't smoke that much anymore.
Don't smoke that much anymore. You've got a whole bag of drugs.
What are you talking about, bro?
Drew's an interesting character. I don't know what's going on in Drew's life. He always seems concerned about something, and I never really have the heart to ask him what's going on. What's up? What's up? I'm sitting in a field of garlic right now, and it stinks like garlic. Yeah, I never know what's going on with Drew. Drew's an interesting one.
We've got a little rubber dinghy, and I went.
Yeah.
And on my birthday, I got quite drunk and had quite a bit of DMT.
So there were police at this protest. They were kind of walking around the crowds, but there were so many people that whenever they stopped to speak to anyone, they were surrounded immediately, and there were so many cameras on them. yeah, whenever the cops stopped to talk to anyone, even if it was friendly, they had tons of cameras pointed at them. So they were probably so intimidated by this. I've never been to a protest that's been that peaceful. There was no violence, no one shouting, no one swearing. Everyone was just chilling and vibing and getting high. That's what it's all about. Like, it's so ridiculous that weed is a criminal offense because it's just a plant that makes people happy. It's non-harmful, non-addictive, yet it's been illegal for so long and nobody really understands why. If they made it legal, like they have in places in America, they can tax it. The government can make so much money off of weed instead of just letting dealers make all the money. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But that was what this protest was about. Trying to get it legalized, medicinally at least. Because then at least cancer patients and people that have PTSD and anxiety and stuff can get weed medically, and then they don't have to worry about buying from sketchy dealers. It's 2018. What are we doing? Why is it taking so long to change things? Even if it's legal or illegal, people are going to do it anyway. Because we know it's not bad.
If they didn't, you know, then you'd have this argument.
Because none of this is criminal. I'm wandering around. It's been like an hour and a half. Haven't found any edibles. Not many people do edibles at these kind of things. It's more of just a smoking event. I'm putting it out into the universe like, please can I have one edible, please? It's very hard to find vegan edibles as well. Like, I did my rounds, wandered around, met some people, came back to where Drew and Alex were, and Drew was like, still looking for an edible? What are you talking about? He points me in a direction of somebody that has an edible. It was like this really thin biscuit. It was very flat and delicious. It didn't take long. It took me like maybe 45 minutes before it started coming up. As soon as 420 hit, I was pretty blazed. I think all the secondhand smoke does something as well. Everyone just went silent for like 20 seconds as they were all just toking. And then you just see a massive waft of like weed smoke, just a cloud that covers the entire crowd. And then everyone started going, hey!
I need a, can I have a lighter? There's a literal cloud of smoke, you were telling the truth.
It's very funny. That was basically it. Then we all just started chilling for a bit. I was getting higher and higher. I was having conversations with people and I could feel myself just getting so engaged to the conversation. Like, I'm not usually that sociable, but when I'm coming up on edibles, in the first couple hours of the edible, I won't shut up. How many joints and blunts have you been handed?
With 20 joints.
Yep.
I smoked 15, still got 5 left, but I've smoked like probably about 4 joints. And I've also obtained some shatter.
How are you still functioning?
I don't know, but the amount of CBD that I've had has actually messed me up a bit more than the THC because my knees feel like jet.
South London somewhere.
True.
Are you stoned right now?
Yes. Drew, how do you function? I haven't been high in so long. How long? 4 months.
Right, you see those?
And then after that, wandered around London for a bit. I met up with my friend Clara. I've known her online for a little bit. We haven't actually met yet, and then we finally met. And then I ended up going to Surrey for like 2 days on accident. I was meant to come home that day, but I was just too high to really want to do that. I didn't want to get lost on trains and stuff, so I stuck around. I went to Clara's for a couple of days, and then I came home. And that was my little 420 adventure weekend in London, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It was an amazing time. I'm so happy that I went. This is the first year that I've actually been in England for all the dates. I've always missed it. LSD Day was April 19th. I missed that. I didn't miss it. I just didn't celebrate it because I haven't done... Acid hasn't come into my life this past few months, and it's obviously for a reason. It always comes into my life at the right moments, so I'm not trying to seek it out. I'm sad I didn't get to trip that day, but you can't force trips. You have to just let it happen when it happens. I'm like on a hill now, so I could easily just go, huh?
The Lewis Carroll.
The what?
The Lewis Carroll, the Alice in Wonderland.
What is that though?
I'm bisexual, so for me it's a good thing. Like,
let me know in the comments, do you smoke weed? Do you eat weed? I believe that weed is not meant to be smoked. Whose idea was it to light their drugs on fire anyway? I don't think weed's supposed to be smoked. Smoking in itself is harmful to your lungs. Smoking itself is addictive. The act of smoking is addictive. And I know too many people that are completely dependent on weed. Like they cannot go a day without it. And I feel like that's a problem. Your tolerance builds up, you then don't know what being sober is like. I just don't think it's meant to be smoked. I think it's meant to be eaten. The reason people smoke weed is because they want to get high as fast as possible. And sometimes they don't have that much time to be high, so maybe they want to get high before work and they can't be high at work, so they just smoke a little bit and then it goes away after a couple hours. Whereas if you do an edible, it takes about an hour to come on and then it can last 6 to 12 hours, maybe longer. I think that's why people decide not to eat edibles. It's also just a lot easier just to light something on fire than it is to prepare it, bake it. There's a bit of a process with edibles, but I think that's the way that it's meant to be ingested. I don't think it's meant to be smoked, but that's just my opinion. Obviously there's no science behind what I'm saying. Maybe there is, I just haven't looked it up yet. But let me know in the comments, do you think weed is meant to be smoked or eaten? When I say smoked, I mean vaporizing as well. I'm just including it together. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you smoke weed? Just say like yay or nay in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this little vlog. I don't know if this is going on the second channel or the main channel. Either way, thank you for watching the V1I channel. I've been V1I. What does V1I mean? Nobody knows. Also, by the way, I'm looking for a new banner for my main channel. This is my current banner. It looks ridiculous. It's a bit of a meme, but I'd like to change it. So if anybody can do something a bit more me, it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't even have to have meat in it. Maybe an eyeball, maybe a mushroom, I don't know. Arigato gozaimasu! Alright, bye-bye.